Hello, I'm Mena and today I'm going to be doing my first video on the bookish Babbles for SFF, which stands for Science Fiction and Fantasy. I'm really excited to talk about some people of color in some great books that I have read. These are not all the books that have people of color that I have read, of course. I read lots of books. However, these are the ones mostly on my shelves and ones that I just absolutely loved. It says The Rose Society, but this is on Delete's series, and I absolutely love this series. I read the first two, and the third one is on my shelf to be read right now. It follows a girl named Adelina, and she, I believe, is a person of color. It's not stated distinctly, but the author, Marie Lu, is a person of color. There are a culture in which about 10 years ago, I think around when they were children, there was a blood fever that went through. It killed all adults, and many kids were killed as well as just having scars. Some of these people that are scarred and marked have powers now. This girl has an epic story in which she has superpowers, which I won't give away because they're awesome. And things happen, and this is the second book as well, and it is one of the most, unique endings. She's an anti-hero. She's not like, I must do it for the sake of the world. Talking about another not so great role model, I have The Forest of a Thousand Lanterns, which I also read, I believe, in March. It is a book by Julie C. Dow. It follows a woman who is going to become the evil queen. And it's a retelling in East Asia, and I absolutely loved it. Can't say a lot to not spoil it, but it spawns a series, and I can't wait to read the series. I think this was her first novel, and she did an awesome job. I have the Seven Realms series. This is the third book because my first book has water damaged. This series is one of my favorite of all time, and I do talk about it a lot. It follows a woman named Reza, who is the heir apparent of a nation, a queendom, which is a blooded heir queen, and it also follows a former street lord, Han Alistair. It has diversity in it because of the fact that Reza is half native. I have never read another series in which has native people as main character, and the protagonist, the third main character in the book, as well as Han's best friend, is Dancer, and he is fully native. So it has a lot of native culture intertwined in it, and I thought that was really cool. I remember reading it for the first time, and I was just like, oh, this is so beautiful. And then I have the Lunar Chronicles. I think this is one of the books that has the most representation in YA popular books that I've ever seen. So this is a futuristic science fiction retelling of a few fairy tales. The first one follows Cinderella, in which she's a cyborg, and she is, I think, mixed race Asian. I think that is how Marissa Meyer identifies her as. He is the prince of the Asian country. They're a world dominated into just continents. Second book, it is Red Riding Hood, and Wolf is of Middle Eastern descent as well. Fourth book is Winter, in which the main character is a representation of Snow White, and she is black. So it has a fair bit of people of color in the series, and I think it is an extraordinary series. I know it is very hyped. I can't talk about this without talking about my sister's book. This is Rightful, The Story of Thyreena Antwerp by Pamela Memmott. And I know it's not distinctly said in the book, but this is a person of color. In her way, it is in another world, and it was influenced by Asian, especially Afghanistan, as well as native culture. About a woman who, her mother dies right at the beginning, and she's the next heir, but she's not old enough to take the throne. And there are people definitely trying to take the throne from her. And then I don't actually have a physical version of this book, but I want to talk about it, so pretend it's there. Saga by Brian K. Vaughan. I think the series is awesome. Although if you are London, I wouldn't recommend picking it up because it is definitely an adult comic book series. It is about the fight for love between people of different races as well as different planets in a sci-fi thing, or going between a moon and the main planet. Both of the characters are people of color, as well as having many other members of color throughout the book. Those are the books that I wanted to talk about. If you have any books that you know that feature people of color as well, then please feel free to talk about them. Hey, I haven't dropped it yet. Love to hear your recommendations. I'm trying to put together a TBR of works by people of color as well right now, so I would love to hear your thoughts. Happy reading and writing.
What if we rewrite the stars? Say you were meant to be mine.